Who is the peace for? The peace with them or the peace for yourself? And y'all know I don't care. I will start some shit if need be to protect me. Welcome to the Black Mother Wound podcast, where we center the stories of Black women as we heal from the painful relationships with our mothers. Welcome to the Black Mother Wound podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Arnice. What's up, everybody? Welcome back, or y'all should be telling me welcome back, because I know I have been a little absent over the last couple of weeks. I gave myself the gift of rest for Christmas. The new year and the end of the year came in on me. I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm cool. And then my body shut down. It was like, no, you can cut it out. Sit down somewhere for a little while. They'll understand. And I know you do. And I'm back. Happy New Year, everybody. I love y'all. I missed y'all. I hope you took care of yourself over the holidays. And it's time to get back into it. And we're going to pick up where we left off last year, which that sounds so crazy to say, doing the listener audience questions and answering those. And today we're talking about oversharing, people pleasing, and identity. Okay. So the first question is oversharing during healing a sign of seeking validation? The short answer is yes. Any oversharing is you seeking validation, whether you're trying to heal or not heal. That doesn't make a difference. And I just want to go into that some because I want you to think about oversharing like exposing yourself physically. Think of oversharing like a man pulling his penis out on you. It's too much. Think of oversharing like getting dick pics that you didn't ask for. And then when you see it, you like, sir, you could have kept that to yourself. That's how I want you to think about oversharing. It's like doing too much, too fast, unnecessarily in the hopes of you getting something. It's a form of manipulation. Because instead of you asking for what you need or what you want, you say, I'm going to give too much. And then if I give too much, I will get something. I will get something in return. I will get approval in return. I will get acceptance in return. I will get love in return. I will get understanding in return. But you're seeking it from people who you already know can't give you that. So you then turn to manipulation tactics. Now, the thing is, this is what we learned coming up in our homes because it's a form of survival, right? Oversharing is giving something that people didn't earn. They didn't earn it. I'm going to go a step further, and I want you to reimagine the word prostitution. We think about prostitution as something that is sexual, but prostitution is any exchange of who you are to get something in return, right? And the dark side of that is you oversharing, hoping that someone will give you something back that makes you feel better. It's a way that you self-abandon. It's a form of self-abandonment. It's a form of rejection, right? Because what you're giving, it belongs to you, but you don't even look at how much you need that thing. You're like, oh, I'm going to give it to someone else. Maybe they can do something with it because I really don't value it. Because if I did, I would keep it to myself because they haven't earned it. But because the thing that I really want, I don't have. I don't have the love for myself. I don't have the compassion for myself. I don't have the acceptance for myself. So I need to get that from someone else. And that is backwards because all of those things you have to be willing and learn how to give them to yourself first, right? So I want you to think about oversharing and why you overshare and what you're oversharing, and be honest. Have the integrity with yourself to be honest about what is it that I'm looking to get from these people, and what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? If I don't basically vomit up all of this information, what do I think will happen? Do I think that they won't see me? Do I think that they won't hear me? Do I think that they won't like me or accept me? I'm nervous. I'm anxious. You think that you can control their response, right? And I wish I could tell you that just stop it. Don't do it. Okay. I hate when people do that. They just say, stop it. Don't do it. But it's such like a compulsion. You don't feel safe in your body. I'm gonna always go back to safety. So when you don't feel safe, your body is going to do some knee-jerk things that you feel like you don't have control over. And if you don't do them, you feel even less safe. So I'm always going to go back to creating safety practices within yourself that will help you be able to keep your mouth shut, right? And also examining who are the people that you're around. Are these people that really care for you? Do they need all that information? Right? Do you have to perform an audition for the people you're with? Be honest. Because if you don't, then those are people that you can have that conversation and say, hey, I'm struggling with like oversharing and this anxiety comes over me in certain situations and I'm just telling too much. If I do that, girl, just tell me, be like, hey, you're doing it again. That's what community does. It helps you, holds you accountable, creates a safe space for you to have new experiences. Now, if you are with others who don't value you in that same way, they can't help you, but you just probably should stop talking to them altogether. Okay, so I hope that helps. Question number 2, how do I stop doing things to keep the peace and start choosing myself? First of all, define peace. Because when people say keep the peace, is there any peace? And these questions go together because they all touch on codependence. Your belief that you are responsible for other people's emotions, how they perceive you, how they feel about themselves, everything. That's peace to you. Peace to you is other people being happy, because we grew up in a house with a mother where if she wasn't happy, we weren't going to be happy. She controlled the environment. She controlled the energy. She controlled our lives. And so we grow up and now we're adults and we actually have access to autonomy, but we don't know it because the little girl in us is still afraid. She has not figured out how to create safety and peace in her own life, independent of others, right? She is still burdened with this task of making her mother happy so then she can relax in the space and she herself, the little girl, can be happy. And you've got to come to know as an adult that your peace for yourself is your responsibility and other people's peace is their own responsibility. And if you have been keeping the peace, air quote for my audio listeners, and you stop and you start to prioritize yourself, other people are going to accuse you of being messy or starting stuff or why'd you change or whatever it is, whatever you were doing before and you stopped because it really wasn't peaceful for you. They're going to accuse you of something. You can be like, oh my God, I can't do this. See, they're mad at me. They'll be all right. They'll be all right, because your inner little girl is mad at you every time that you abandon yourself to keep the peace for others. So you're going to have to be okay with disappointing people. And you also need to know, what is it that you need? Like before you're in a situation, before you're in the conversation or the engagement, you need to be spending time with yourself, understanding what you want and what you need so you can choose yourself. You can't wait until you're in the situation to do that. You've got to be doing this work. You got to write the shit down. What do I want? How do I want to feel? How have I been feeling? And how am I responsible for the negative feelings that I'm having? What are the choices I made last week? That thing that I said that I got off the phone with them and they were happy, but I felt exhausted. I felt like angry. I felt resentful. Oh, that was me betraying myself. You're going to have to go back through the data and look at the ways that you have abandoned yourself and make a game plan to start practicing new behavior. And I wish I could say that you wouldn't feel a false guilt or you won't feel bad, but you're going to feel that way in the beginning. You're going to have to learn how to soothe yourself in those spaces. You're going to have to teach her, oh, you're safe, because all of that energy that comes out of you when you choose yourself and other people don't like it is fear. And you have to be doing the work to let your inner little girl know that she is safe, that you will not let anything happen to her. And you got to follow through on that. You can't let anything happen to her. You can't let people talk to you crazy. You can't let people manipulate you or take things from you or do any of those things. You have to be willing to defend yourself emotionally against this, I want to say, this attack of your own self-esteem and your own worthiness. That's really the only way, right? And just remembering, who is the peace for? The peace with them or the peace for yourself? And y'all know I don't care. I will start some shit if need be to protect me. Again, think about it from the perspective of, if you have a little girl, right? Your daughter, she's 7 or 8 years old, and she comes and tells you that somebody did something to her in the house. And are you going to tell her, well, don't say anything. It's okay. We just want to keep the peace. We don't want to start anything. I know what they did was wrong, but you'll be okay. Let's just go out here and act like everything's fine. Or are you going to raise fucking hell because somebody put their hands on or said something to your child? That's how you got to look at it. Because if it was somebody else, you'd be raising hell. Okay. And raising hands. But because it's you, you think you can take the L on it, and you can't take the L. That's not peace, sis. It's not peace. Okay. And it's for question number 3. How do I know if I'm acting from authenticity or guilt? And this kind of piggybacks all the other questions, because your behavior is so rooted in enmeshment and codependency that you don't even know who you are. You don't know what you want. You don't know, is this really me? Am I really happy? Do I really want to go with them? When they called and they said, we're all meeting at mama's house on Sunday, and they're all excited, and you're like, okay, I'll be there. Yay, yay. Then you hang up the phone and you have this sinking feeling in your stomach, and you like, do I really want to go? Before you have even given yourself a chance to be honest with yourself, you drop into this character that you play, right? So when you want to come out of that character, it is messy because it's habitual. It's something you've been doing for so long. It's like somebody who's been calling me Jennifer. Now I answer and then I realize, oh, my name is Suzanne. It's going to take a while for me to answer to Suzanne. But guess what? Everybody better start calling me fucking Suzanne now, because that's the only way it's going to work. And that becomes the difficult part because they're used to calling you Jennifer. But I'm Suzanne now. And it's going to take practice being yourself, because you got to even learn who you are. This is the discovery process. And you also need to practice some real integrity, because you know when you're lying to yourself, but it just becomes easier because guess what? It keeps the peace, right? It's easy for other people to be with me when I behave in a way that matches their perception of how I should show up and how I've been showing up. All of this is around self-abandonment. All of it is around self-abandonment. And to be authentic is to be selfish. It is to put yourself first. And guilt is a habit. It's just a habit of thought, because you're not really guilty. I've talked about this before. You didn't actually do anything wrong, so you're not guilty, but you feel guilty because you feel so responsible. You're going to have to just go through that. The more you show up for yourself, the less guilty you feel. And it just starts to subside. And what you have to remember is the commitment to yourself is the priority. Even when it's hard, this is like working a new muscle. It's not about the quickest way to feeling good, because a lot of this work doesn't feel good. If you were doing a physical workout, it would hurt. You would be sweating. You would be uncomfortable. The next day you would be sore. All of those things would be happening. The same thing when you're doing healing work. It's the same thing. So stop trying to bypass that. Stop trying to bypass it, because you're going to have to go through it. Okay? You're going to have to go through all of it. Being someone with a mother wound, you have learned through years of experience, your whole life. Like, this is a part of your personal development. It's how you became a person, that I deny myself and I prioritize someone else. And if I do that, I'll be safe. And now as an adult, you're still using that. And so you have to create a whole new landscape of safety for yourself. That is the work that we do here. Okay. I love you guys so much. I will be back next week. Lots of new things coming. Stay with the work. The top of the year. This is a great time. It's always a great time to start new habits, but this is top of the year. So this really is like an inauguration period for you to begin doing this work seriously and consistently. Okay. I love you dearly. Don't let anybody play in your face, including you. And I'll see you next week. Bye.